I believe I hear you guys.
Oh, there you are.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Mike.
Hey there.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Good.
So you probably
How are
see
you?
on your screen the save thousands on legal fees, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is everybody there that's going to be here?
Yeah, should we have the I? Do you want the secretary using the IM, or should we?
Well, I'm going to record this so you can share this with them.
Okay, yeah, no, we're good. Everyone's here then.
Okay. So the first thing I'll show you is this is one of the things that we're doing on the website. When someone visits the website, they'll see the main page, and then they'll have this pop-up that comes up, save thousands on legal fees and so on. And of course, they can hit the square and exit out of that, or they can click on the link, and that prompts them to fill out the form and also view the forms. Now, some of them, we put together 2 or 3 real simple ones that they can fill out online, but the rest of them are all PDFs that they'll have to download and fill out and so on, which is going to be less user friendly. So that's something that we can talk about later. Also, the other thing is that they've got this area here where they can enter in their name, email, phone, get help now. So this is a call to action, and this is what we've done in terms of changes to the website. Now, also here you'll see offline, because no one's logged into the system yet, but once they're logged into the system, that will show that there's a chat available. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to browse to another website that we manage. Just to show you, you hear there's an audio notification. That shows that someone has entered the site. And then there's a chat window down here. People typically see that that means somebody is available. Also, it's possible to engage these people. And what I'll do is I'll switch over to the dashboard. You're going to have a link that can be logged into via either a mobile app, which I'll show you that in a moment, or the dashboard, which is just tawk.to. And you'll log in with your email address and your password. And the first thing that you're going to see is you're going to see analytics. How many visitors have you had? Is there anyone currently online? I've got one here, which is me. I've identified that, which is really great, because that way you can tell if it's somebody from your office logging in just to check out the website, or if it's a visitor. And so you'll be able to actually see the visitors. You can actually engage in a chat. In this particular one, I'm going to go ahead and log on through my app. And I can join the conversation, which I'll go back to the website. And this is what someone will see when you have someone logged in. It'll be their picture, whoever that happens to be. And it will be, welcome to our site. If you need any help, simply reply to this message. As the end user, I might type, something like, how does your system work? And on the other end, they can reply. Now we have the ability to have a canned reply. Like, for example, that was a canned response. It was already pre-typed out. You can review what that response would be. So how does your system work? Depending on your selected package, here's the typical time it takes to launch your app, so on. So that's a canned response. Of course, your response would be, you would have a response for someone that's inquiring about either a divorce, or what do I do? I've got this guy who's harassing me. I need an attorney. You can have canned responses to those things. Whatever the top legal issues are that people come to you about, you can have a canned response. And I'll show you where that's done in the back end. Sorry, somebody is calling me. Try to ignore that. So you go to the admin bar here, and you can see these are some of the canned responses that you can program in. And all you have to do is add a shortcut, type in what the one word would be. Like if somebody's asking about the basic package, the person on your end would just type in /basic, and then this entire response would come up. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Now, in this case, this has to do with responses to requests for a mobile app. But in your case, you might have /divorce, do it yourself packet, program, or /criminal. And it would have a canned response, whatever you want that response to be. So the person that's monitoring this doesn't necessarily have to have all the answers. You can format what you want those responses to be. You might have one response that's, just to get their contact information and pick up the phone and call them right then and there, But you get the gist of it. And this is, of course, an optional thing that you can do, but it can be very, very helpful. So you figure out over time what are most of the questions that people have, and you can add to your library of shortcut answers. And these answers can also send them to a place on the website. For example, right now there's like I said earlier, that section on do-it-yourself forms. You can actually send them straight there. If that's all they want to do is save money and it's not really worth your time to talk to them any further, you can send them there and you can end the chat. Also, if someone is not online, and this is where you determine if you're online or away, once you select that person is away, and this is something I want to say, you want to have one of your employees or a couple of your employees, switching in and out, monitoring this. You don't want to do this yourself, because what will happen, and since you're busy, Robert, is, you'll forget to post that you're away, and then somebody will come on and think that they're talking to somebody and nobody's there responding.
I see.
Now, if you have an employee that's assigned, they can select away or invisible. What was that?
Someone asks a question, it goes to everyone's IM then?
No, if someone asks a question or they want help and they're logged into the system, they're going to be notified, first of all, that someone has entered the site. They'll get a little doorbell notification that someone's entered the site. Now, they can do one of two things. They can either just wait for that person to request help, or they can even click on that person and engage them. And I'll show you that in a second. And there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can do that from the desktop, or you can do it from the mobile app. So if you have someone that's running around the office a lot, they can log into the chat feature via their mobile phone. I'll show you that next. So I'm going to go ahead and log out of this. I'm going to share a different screen. Okay, now do you see my iPhone? So the app is this one right here. You see the little bird talk to? Click on that. I'm already logged in. And again, you have the same features. You can put yourself on Do Not Disturb, and that makes you offline. Or you can be available. You can select to be away or online available. But you can only have one person logged in at a time if you want to do this properly. Because what will happen is if you get a couple of people logged in and someone forgets to make themselves unavailable, your chat will still show that someone's available because someone's still logged in. So the bottom line is you can have multiple people logged in. You can have 3 people logged in. You can have 4 people logged in. But if the people that are tasked with, responding to these requests log out, and you have on your screen that you're still logged in, it will still show that someone's available rather than have this offline message that allows them to leave a message at least. So that's the critical point I want to make about logging in and logging out. Whoever is responsible for monitoring the website traffic and so on, they should be proactive about being either logged in and available, or when they're unavailable, like they go to the restroom or something like that, make sure that they go back here and they select away. See how it says away now?
Every time.
Yeah, every time. And then once they come back from the bathroom, or they're back available again, or they're not talking to a customer anymore, they go back and say, hey, I'm online again, and see how it changed to be online. Now, right now, there's 2 users connected. Someone is looking at a page. This shows some chat activity that's gone on. And what's great about this interface is you can go back and look at message and chat activity later. It's stored for later use, for review. So you can see the details. They're connected from Seattle. You see that down there at the bottom? It says Seattle. At one point, Dean had engaged this person and gave them answers to the questions that they were asking. And the visitor liked the conversation. And they're connected from Seattle, looking at the page. It even shows their IP address. And what can be done here is in the course of engaging the person, if you get their information, you can add a note, you can add their email address there, and whenever they visit again, their information will pop back up that this is someone who's visited before, this is their email address, here's the notes of our conversation, so on. So you see how useful this can be.
Yeah.
And again, that's from the app. So if they want to...
I think using the desktop feature.
Yeah, you can use the desktop feature. I'll stop sharing this option and go back to that. And this is where they're going to sign in. It will remember them. They're going to just put whatever email address is associated with it. And again, an invite was sent to Robert's email today, but we can also send invites to others, and they can use their own email address, have their own password, and they can log in, sign in to the system, and it's going to give them immediately at the dashboard. If anybody's connected, they'll see who's connected and where they're from and what page they're looking at, even their IP address. Now this one up here is me. This one up here is someone in Seattle at the moment. You also have history of messages and interactions here. See? There's a couple here that are still open. And right now, this is the only active chat. And back to the dashboard. 21 visitors so far today. Any questions?
Not so far.
So what I'll do is I'll go here